Ladies and gentlemen, imagine being so bad in the league that your own manager calls you the worst team in club history, and then you go and win a European trophy anyway. Welcome to the sitcom that is Manchester United 2025, where the vibes are inconsistent, the tactics are experimental, and the only thing united is the collective confusion in the locker room. But hold on, we've got a European semi-final to preview. So buckle up, grab some popcorn, and let's dive into what might be the most confusing redemption arc since Kanye tried gospel. 1. Injury updates or horoscope readings? Let's start with the usual: who's fit, who's broken, and who's still emotionally recovering from losing to Luton. Coach Amorim steps up to deliver an injury update with all the clarity of a broken crystal ball. Toby's not available. The rest I think doesn't recover. Some might play or not. I'm not always seeing some. Cool. So basically your guess is as good as his. That update had the structure of a toddler explaining a dream they had. At this point the physio room needs a rotating door and a Netflix subscription. When your team has more question marks than a Batman villain, maybe just call it a mystery box of. And just for good measure, Ruben threw in some Schrodinger squad logic. Players are simultaneously available and unavailable until kickoff. It's not so much a fitness update as it is a philosophical riddle. Somewhere in the background, the team doctor is furiously Googling. Can you play football with existential doubt? 2. Garnacho's media training, or lack thereof. Alejandro Garnacho is asked about speculation surrounding his future. His answer? I am happy here for now. That's not an answer, that's a hostage video script. He said that like someone who knows he's already bought a one-way ticket to Madrid. When a footballer says I have a contract until 2026, translation, come get me, PSG. The moment he said I'm just focusing on the game, Real Madrid faxed the paperwork. And can we talk about that deadpan delivery? Garnacho looked like he was doing a press conference and a job interview at the same time. You could practically see the internal monologue. Smile, but not too much. Don't leak the transfer, but blink twice, if Madrid is watching. This man is already mentally on a beach in Marbella. 3. Bruno Fernandes. The captain. The myth. The transfer rumor. When asked about Bruno Fernandes' future, Amorim practically delivered a love letter. He's our captain, our leader, our world-class Portuguese demigod. Cool, cool, cool. Except that usually means he's already packing his bags. When managers start complimenting you like that in public, they're basically inflating your resale value. It's like putting a used car on Facebook Marketplace and calling it a rare collector's item. Bruno could ghost the Premier League and still get an 8/10 rating from Amorim. Honestly, if Amorim had praised Bruno any harder, UEFA would have fined him for tapping up his own player. The man spoke like Bruno had just saved a family from a burning building while simultaneously creating 6 chances and scoring a brace. At this rate, the only thing missing was a slideshow and emotional music in the background. 4. Tactical analysis. More like therapy session. Ruben Amorim admits he watched the last game kind of. The first 30 minutes at least. Then he blacked out. We had the ball, we lost the ball, and then we had problems. Sir, that's not tactical analysis. That's a live commentary on my love life. Breaking down the match with vibes and confusion is very on brand for this team. Imagine a TED Talk titled How to Solve Tactical Disasters by Pretending They Didn't Happen. They studied the tape and concluded, let's just not do that again. Brilliant stuff. At one point it felt like Amorim was less a manager and more of a man processing trauma. He didn't analyze the game, he emotionally unpacked it. The vibe was less chalkboard strategy and more group therapy with slow motion replays. Honestly, someone give this man a stress ball and a blanket. 5. Banana stats and the Cristiano comparison. Someone asked about chasing Cristiano Ronaldo's records. Garnacho was humble. I don't think about numbers, I just help the team. Cool story. Meanwhile, CR7 just unfollowed him on Instagram. Trying to beat Ronaldo's records is like racing a Bugatti in flip-flops. Garnacho talking about just helping the team, while the team is 12th in the league, is peak comedy. It's giving, I want to be great, but only on Thursdays and only if the Wi-Fi is good. The irony is, while Garnacho humbly deflects comparisons to Ronaldo, his social media presence screams, New Gen CR7, but with filters. If he gets any more humble, he'll start giving post-match interviews from a mountain retreat. You just know he's practicing goal celebrations in the mirror with "See you" echoing in the background. 6. The mental gymnastics of this season. A journalist reminds the team they've been labeled the worst in club history. Amorim doesn't deny it. In fact, he doubles down. We could become the worst team in Premier League history, with a European title. Honestly, that's the most inspiring underdog plot twist since Rocky beat Ivan Drago. Winning Europe while getting bodied by Burnley every weekend? Iconic. It's like failing math all semester and then winning the Nobel Prize in physics. At this point, the Europa League should just be renamed Redemption FC, sponsored by Chaos. You almost have to admire the emotional gymnastics it takes to call your team historically bad and still hype them as European contenders. It's like saying, I may have set the house on fire, but at least the garden looks nice. Somewhere in the locker room, the players are updating their LinkedIn profiles. Part of the worst team ever, also maybe European champions. 7. The opponent, Athletic Club. Not that anyone's listening. So about Athletic Club? Yeah, they're missing some stars, but apparently that doesn't matter. Why? Because this United team doesn't scout players, they just vibe and hope for the best. The scouting report was basically, they run a lot, good luck. Ruben listed 4 different players who could play, then said it won't affect anything. Tactical masterclass. United's plan: get a lead, panic immediately, and cling to Bruno like a flotation device. It's genuinely impressive how confidently they glossed over key player absences, as if Athletic Club doesn't matter unless they field 11 Inakis. It's the football equivalent of saying, we don't care who's in the Avengers lineup, we'll still wing it. Meanwhile, Athletic is probably preparing a PowerPoint titled, How to Expose the Chaos FC Defense in 3 Easy Steps. 8. The Europa League Rulebook, written in crayon. When asked about qualifying for the Champions League through Europa League, Amorim responded like someone explaining IKEA instructions backwards. We can't qualify through the league, but we follow the rules. If we win, we go. That's technically correct, but still sounds like a man learning about the tournament during the press conference. He said we follow the rules like someone who just discovered them on the back of a cereal box. UEFA. Here's how to qualify for the UCL. United Step 1. Be mediocre. Step 2. Win everything anyway. It's football's version of fumbled the bag, still got the job. The way Amorim talks about the rules, you'd think UEFA announced them via carrier pigeon. It's less strategy and more just vibes and legal loopholes. This club isn't climbing the table, they're speed running the back door. Somewhere, a mid-table Bundesliga team is crying into their spreadsheets wondering how these guys skipped the line. 9. The vibe shift. From mid-table to final boss energy. So what changed? According to the players, nothing really. They're just working harder now. Revolutionary concept. Turns out when you train harder, you win more games. Who knew? The real tactical adjustment was switching from vibes only to vibes with effort. This team went from worst in 50 years to hey, maybe we can win this in one press conference. It's like the players collectively remembered how to football sometime around March. One day it was we're struggling mentally. The next it was we're ready to suffer and die on the pitch. That's not a tactical tweak. That's a full-blown anime character arc. Someone must have shown them a motivational video narrated by Morgan Freeman and boom, suddenly they're invincible in Europe. 10. Final thoughts. The Champions League loophole kings. So here we are, United could win a European title and sneak into the Champions League, all while playing like an overpriced Sunday League team domestically. It's the biggest PR plot twist since Arsenal called finishing third a building season. If they win, Bruno lifts the trophy, Garnacho disappears to Madrid, and Amorim writes a book called How to Win Ugly. If they lose, back to the Premier League graveyard. But with character development. Either way, this season deserves a Netflix docuseries titled Worst Team Ever and Still We Rise. Honestly, if this team pulls it off, UEFA might need to update the qualification criteria to include emotional resilience and chaotic neutral energy. Because clearly, consistency doesn't matter anymore, just survive long enough to lift something shiny. They've broken every football law of logic, and now they're one win away from becoming the glitch in the system. Closing. From rock bottom to redemption. So, what do you think? Is this team living proof that European football makes no sense? Can you actually suck in your league and still be considered elite? Leave your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, if you ever feel like your life is a mess, just remember, Manchester United might win Europe with the worst league form in decades. Anything is possible. See you in the final.